And I also have my glasses. Whoa. These are probably gonna get keyed out too.
Yeah, honestly, it keyed out every single time you streamed with them, so it's not gonna shock me.
Oh my god, I'm having too much fun. I need to stop. Hey everyone, it's Pixelade here, and welcome back to the channel. So I made a video a few weeks back titled The Evolution of Babies in The Sims. It's basically all about me reading information blogs about game features that I both know about and don't know about, and reacting to them and showcasing how those game features have evolved over the course of The Sims, from The Sims 1 to The Sims 2, then 3, and then of course now to 4. But things are gonna be taking a turn in this video. Now, I'm probably not even gonna title this The Evolution of Skin Tones. I think I'm going to actually title it The De-Evolution of Skin Tones, because even though at one point they did evolve, from The Sims 3 to The Sims 4, they definitely de-evolved. But I am here today with my best friend and manager, Sadina.
Hello, everybody.
And today we are going to be talking about skin tones and how they have de-evolved in The Sims.
And also we will be adding in some skin overlays and custom content you may be able to download at the end as well.
Hopefully no one is offended by this video, because we are going to be unfortunately talking about how lackluster the skin tones are in The Sims 4, how they've been in previous Sims games, but to make up for it, we will have links that you can download that will be pinned in the comment section below. They are custom content skin tones by various creators. So we figured that if we were gonna make a video like this, we weren't only just going to bring awareness to this, but also promote custom content creators too.
Yeah, definitely. Even though not everybody is able to use custom content, it's still an option for at least some people. It's sad that we have to deal with it that way, but it's gonna be hard trying to figure out a proper way to represent our skin tones in such a lackluster engine.
Exactly. So we are going to jump into The Sims 1 first, okay? Now, before we do that, keep in mind The Sims 1 came out in the year 2000. It is about, or I would say over 20 years old. I'm not sure of the specific month that it came out in, but The Sims 1 is just about, or might be a little over 20 years old now. So don't judge it too harshly. I mean, the graphics are two-dimensional after all.
And this is from the release date. We are not including the dates that they started working or developing this project, because we do not have that kind of information. It would be nice, but EA sadly is not that open with us. So first we want to start off with Sims 1. From what we can see from the cast screenshots is that it's pretty simple, which it kind of makes sense because they were such a brand new game and there wasn't really that much in terms of graphics quality back in the year 2000. So sadly, there was only 3 skin tones: light, medium, and dark, which was represented by the hands in the middle of a semicircle.
I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh. That is so terrible. How are you going to give 3 skin tones? Like, I know the game is old, but you can't represent everyone in a life simulation with 3 skin tones. Okay, I mean, I'm not trying to excuse it. Like, people go, Matt, the game is 20 years old. Yes, I can understand that, but still, it's like, there could have been a few.
It's possible they didn't really think they could physically handle that, because we don't know what kind of a budget they had back then either. Like,
that is true.
It was a very brand new game. Like, it was unlike any other. Plus, EA probably could have thought, oh, well, we'll try to see if maybe it happens, maybe it won't. If it does, it does. It doesn't, it doesn't. So, like, it's possible that they didn't put that much information into it because they didn't know if it was going to be a big hit or not.
Exactly. And you have a good point. And I think that's why I don't judge it too harshly, because that is also a factor as well. Gosh, there are so many of these videos that we can make, because just looking at this right now, I not only see, you know, the skin tones, but we also see like the personality slots, like neat, outgoing, active, playful, nice, and look, even astrological signs, which yes, are in The Sims 1 and The Sims 2. That's gonna be a whole nother video. I'm drinking from my Sims water bottle, and right before I started filming, I don't know how I didn't think of this before, but it's literally the same color as my green screen. So I don't know if it's keyed out right now. It's a little lighter, so it's possible it's not even keyed out. It probably looks weird. Like, what does it look like I'm drinking from right now? This is so weird. I mean, if it's keyed out, I'm gonna turn off the green screen. Matt, turn off the green screen right here so that you can see. See, look, looks pretty cool. All right, Matt, turn the green screen back on. Oh, this is gonna be so fun to edit. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to edit this. And I also have my glasses. Whoa. These are probably gonna get keyed out too.
Yeah, honestly, it keyed out every single time you streamed with them, so it's not gonna shock me.
Oh my God, I'm having too much fun. I need to stop. All right, so up next, we're gonna be talking about The Sims 2. And there was an improvement. Now, it was a slight improvement. I don't know if these skin tones had names, but there are now 4 instead of 3. We have a pale, looks like a variation just slightly darker, medium skin tone, and then dark skin tone.
Yeah, there was a little bit more definition with this game. From Sims 1 to Sims 2, it jumped from 2D to like a 3D kind of world.
It was a huge jump.
Yeah, like considering with their Sims 1's counterpart, it was 2D, very flat, so you can't really get that much information or definition in their skins, especially when it was 32-bit.
Right, exactly.
With this, it's got a lot more collarbone, it's like a little bit more defined, the belly button, around their fingers. You can tell there's more definition to the body than what we saw in 1, because that was very flat.
That's a really good point to make, and I really didn't think about it, is even if you have the same set of skin tones for both games, let's say we have the same 4 skin tones you're looking at now from The Sims 2, if we had them in The Sims 1, and then we had those same 4 skin tones in The Sims 2, and you compare both of them, they're actually going to look very different because you're playing in a game that is 2-dimensional versus 3-dimensional, so you get different kind of shading with that.
Yeah, there's more details that are shown in Sims 2 that we don't really get to see in Sims 1 because they are so small and it's just very pixelated. It's not that much definition to be able to put that much information into. Even if they did pull a full-on Leonardo da Vinci piece on it, it's gonna be hard to see it because of the resolution.
Yeah, exactly. So, Sedina, what are you rating The Sims 2 versus The Sims 1? Are you rating it evolution or de-evolution?
Evolution for Sims 2 greatly.
I agree.
Even if it's just one more skin tone, hey, adding that extra definition, it makes a big difference on how a person can look.
All right, guys, so up next, we have what is, in my opinion, the biggest change as far as skin tones goes. We're not talking about anything else because there's a lot of other things that have not changed in a very positive way. But in terms of skin tones, a huge improvement going from The Sims 2 to The Sims 3. We now have sliders, which totally changes the game. Now, keep in mind that when we're talking about skin tones for each game, we're not necessarily talking about how they were for the base game at launch. We are talking about how they are as of this time after the packs, the expansion stuff, game packs, whatever packs have come with the games, whatever updates there were, store content, whatever. We're talking about the final form of the game. So we're comparing the final form of each one. So it's possible that there are some like swatches or there are some other things that was not included in base game that you're going to be seeing here. There are various skin presets that you can choose, some of which are for occult, but the biggest difference is of course having the slider instead of just 3 or even 4 options to choose from. So what would you rate The Sims 3 compared to The Sims 2? Would you rate this evolution or de-evolution?
Definitely an evolution, and it's really nice to be able to have that slider. I'm not sure how fine-tuned that slider is. I've never messed with that too much, but even if it's just like a little bump to go up or down, that's still a lot more options comparative to what we've seen with Sims 1 and Sims 2, where it's such drastic changes.
Exactly.
This gives more variations, and if somebody is more darker skin and they end up having a baby with someone who is more lighter skin, it's going to be easier for a baby to be a similar mix of both parents.
And I agree with your rating 100%. So now last, well, I was gonna say last but not least, but last but least. Oh my God, the way I gave this game the benefit of the doubt. All right, so we're gonna be talking about The Sims 4 last, and look, I'm like all red now. So this is as of this current time, okay? There is a skin tone update that is coming in December, and it's going to give us stuff, but this video is being made in October, not in December, so it's probably gonna be a de-evolution for this one, but when the new update comes, we can judge on it when it's here. I'm not gonna say, you know, this isn't a de-evolution or anything, because we're getting an update. We don't know how that update's going to come. We don't know how it's going to roll out. We don't know if it's going to meet our expectations, surpass our expectations. I'm having low hopes with that because, yeah, judging by the last update, it wasn't good. There was supposed to be improvements. Yes, the major update is coming in December, but there were supposed to be minor improvements, especially on mid and high-end computers if you had uncompressed sim textures checked off. I have that checked off. I have a high-end computer and I am still seeing the blotchiness that was supposed to be corrected, and the Sims team has still yet to release a statement about that or address it, and I think that that definitely needs to be addressed. There's definitely a communication issue. So anyways, let's get into The Sims 4. There is a huge difference with this one compared to The Sims 3 and The Sims 2 and The Sims 1. The first difference is that we are back to swatches yet once again. There is no slider here. That is as of this current moment. So we are back to swatches like The Sims 1 and The Sims 2. The biggest difference, Sims 1 had 3, Sims 2 had 4, and in this one we have 35 skin tone swatches, a handful of natural ones, and of course ones for occults, which are to be expected. But there isn't just that to talk about. There's an issue with complexion, there's an issue with the undertones, there's an issue with the skin details, there's an issue with artifacts and blotchiness.
It's interesting to note though, is that yes, it is very nice to have swatches in case you're not feeling like dealing with sliders. Because let's be honest, on console versions, it's a little bit more tricky to deal with sliders or color wheels, especially for pets. If you use a remote control, it's a little bit harder to fine tune what you're using. So yes, this is a nice option, but
in that case,
in the case of Sims 4, sadly, is that it was not implemented in a proper way. Yes, it's nice to have and see that it's progressive from light skin to darker skin than our occults. But when you use these swatches is where Sims 4 hits its downfall.
Yeah.
The artifacting, or for those who are not aware of what this means, it means it's a lot more blotchy. It kind of looks like
ashy, crusty, dusty. I say that a lot and it's true.
I think of it as trying to watch a 4K video with a very cheap, old, like 37-year-old TV from grandma's house. You're not going to be able to get the same quality of it because of how it looks. And when they mentioned that, oh, this is because of them compressing it, if that was the case, why are all these custom content skins artifacting in the same way? Why are they not blotchy? They are perfectly fine no matter if they compress it or not, no matter if that option is turned on or not. It does not matter if you have the best computer in the world or the lowest end computer in the world, which, you know, I've worked on very low end machines before. Mario skins and all these other creators, their skins look flawless no matter what kind of machine I work on.
Like even if you're running on low settings or you have uncompressed sim textures turned off and you have, for example, X Mirror Mirror's melanin pack in your game, it still looks absolutely flawless. So how is it that these custom content creators can absolutely nail making sure that they aren't blotchy, they aren't pixelated, they aren't low detail, they have the correct undertones and all of that stuff? How can they nail that? But EA can't seem to do that after 6 years of the game being out. It's not making sense to me.
What I'm saying is that it could be very well Origin janking everything up, or as what it's now going to be called, EA Play. I'm not going to get into that. But it could very well be Origin screwing us over and that they see it perfectly fine on their end. If they show us that, hey, this looks perfectly fine on this, we don't understand what's going on, then we know it's something with Origin. But as Plumbella had said, there's no communication to be able to tell if it is something with Origin or if the Sims team is just not taking the time out of their day to smoothing out these skins.
Oh yeah, I agree. There's definitely a communication issue, and huge shout out to Plumbella, and not just Plumbella, but to any other creator that has a platform, especially any creators that have larger platforms that are taking the time to speak on this and to make content about this. We're making content on this because this is serious. This game has been out for over 6 years, and there are still players that can't make themselves in this game. They can't represent themselves, and that thought is honestly just extremely embarrassing that it has taken this long for something like this to come to the game. And I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful that there is an update coming in December that is going to allow us to create more diverse Sims in terms of skin color, skin shade, skin tones, all that. But I don't want to sit here and say that all of our problems are gone, because number one, the update isn't out. We don't know how it's going to be implemented, and we don't know if it's going to have minor or major flaws.
We're gonna have to keep low expectations on ourselves and of this game, because we are not sure how the engine is going to be able to handle it, and also how it's going to be representing all skin tones, especially what kind of sliders they end up using. We only have 2 skin tones for babies. We have light, we have dark. That's it. There's no mixed, nothing, and that's not very representative of how a lot of people end up looking as a newborn. And hopefully this update is going to be a positive impact for the babies as well. Yeah, we're still waiting on an update for babies, but at the same time, they still have no options for skins. And with the 35 different skin tones, you would think that it would be a little bit more smooth transition, but each one, it kind of looks like one is almost yellow, one is almost like orange, and a lot of them are like almost like ashes. Quite a few of them, literally like ashes that you get from a burned fire pit. At least this is what I'm seeing from it. There's just so much with it. It feels saturated.
Sedina, that is so savage. I didn't expect you to go there, but you're right. Some of them do look literally like a pile of ashes. It's disgusting. It's like no one looks like that. No one looks like a dead corpse. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And I think what makes it worse is these kind of skin tones that literally look like ash. They're meant to act as skin tones for black Sims. That is so embarrassing and offensive. Like, I can't even imagine how black players feel coming into this life simulation video game. We thrive on inclusivity, and then they see that. That's embarrassing.
Especially since like their biggest selling point with The Sims 4 is about diversity, when really that's just not the case. But when this is the only thing that's showing for our darker Sims, that's crossing a line, honestly. But if we are not going to be honest about this communication, we're not going to be able to fix the issues that we are currently having, especially with the blotchiness and the artifacting. Sims team, if you're seeing this, please, 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 please work with your CEO, work with all your employers, whoever you need to contact, and find out where the issue is coming from. Is it coming from the files themselves? Is it Photoshop? Is it the engine that's causing this issue? Is it Origin? You need to find where this issue is coming from, and you need to be honest with the players on where it is coming from. If we're not going to be honest about it, we're not going to be able to make this game better. It's just the pure honest truth. It's marketing. It's pure honesty that we need.
So at this current point, October 10th, we're not talking about after December. We're not talking about in the past. We're talking about today, October 10th, 2020. How would you rate The Sims 4 in terms of skin tones compared to The Sims 3? Would you rate it an evolution, or would you rate it a big fat de-evolution?
Honestly, I'm so on the fence of it, because yes, there's more options, but in terms of quality of these options, it's a de-evolution. I would say it's an evolution for the different options, but de-evolution for quality of said options.
Right, just because we're going from having 2 or 3 swatches in The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 to now having 35 swatches. So an evolution in that aspect, but definitely de-evolution, because we're losing that slider. We're losing how detailed the skins were and how accurate they represented POC. So I think overall it's definitely a de-evolution, considering we are 6 years into The Sims 4 and 20 years into The Sims. 20 years into a life simulation franchise. I think it's a big fat de-evolution from me. But I want to hear from you guys. I want you guys to let me know down in the comment section below, how do you rate the changes in terms of skin tones from Sims game to Sims game? And overall, would you say skin tones have evolved positively or be evolved? Let me know down in the comment section below. Of course, I want to thank Sadina, my best friend and manager, for joining me today. And if you guys like these videos with her in them, I will definitely include her in these more.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I love being able to join in on the conversation as well.
I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm over here laughing because Sadina's internet cut out for like a whole 5 seconds. I'm sitting here doing an outro and her internet comes back and she's in the middle of a sentence and I didn't even realize it. I'm sitting here doing my outro.
But please do check the custom content creators if you're able to use it.
Yes,
please.
check down in the comment section pinned. We have custom content skins for you down there. Go check them out. Go download them. Go support. I love the modding community. I love promoting them and supporting them. It's honestly the least that we can do. But thank you for watching. Of course, if you enjoyed, if you found this video entertaining, informative, both, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment down below, and follow me on social media. Links are in the description box. I love each and every one of you guys to the moon and back, and I will see you all next time. So long and happy simming. I'm gonna move over to the side because we know that big giant circle pops up at the very end in the middle of the screen. It always blocks my face out. So I'm gonna move right over here, actually, or I could just like move up here. Yeah, there we go. You guys can see my face. All right, bye everyone. Say bye, Sadina. Bye.
Bye.
That'll be a blooper. We're gonna have a whole blooper reel for this. It's gonna be incredible. Here, can you start over? You cut out.
Frontier, go suck on a donkey fart, please. Please, get out of here. How this could turn out. Because as we saw, as we said, and then a line of different variations that you can choose from, we're gonna have to keep low expectations on ourselves and of this game because we are not sure how the engine is going to be able to handle it and also how it's going to be representing all skin tones, especially what kind of sliders they end up using. Because we don't know if the sliders are gonna be like...
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it entertaining and informative, of course. Oh, I didn't realize you were still talking. Oh. You were cut out that whole time.
Oh my gosh. Rude.
You were cut out.
Please smack my internet provider.
That whole time you were cut out and then you came back and you started talking. You were mid-sentence.
Rude.